What's going on, guys? It's Karl here, just touching base here in Montreal as I was just at WWDC in San Jose. Flew out here for the Canadian Grand Prix, but wanted to give you guys a bit of an update on Mac Pro, which we just saw released. So if you've been following over on Insta, you'll know that I had a bit of a freak accident with my hotel room flooding. Lost my MacBook Pro, unfortunately. This guy got fried, but I did happen to get some of the footage off. That's where all of the B-roll was coming on, and wanted to give you my thoughts now that I've had a couple days to kind of digest on the Mac Pro. It already has a few nicknames floating around the net. Cheese grater is the most common one, but it is the new design language that we're moving forward with. And of course, just like the previous Gen Mac Pros, it is modular, so we can upgrade it, and that's something that we don't normally see in Mac products. And before we start talking about pricing, maybe let's chat about what you can get on the Mac Pro. We'll start at the base end and work our way up to the Max spec. So you can get an 8-core model with the Radeon Pro 580X. And as you start building up more, you can get all the way up to a 28-core beast. You can have 1.5 terabytes of RAM. Graphics card, you can get the dual Radeon Pro Vega 2 Duos. You know, the spec list is kind of jaw-dropping when you look at what you can actually do with this guy. When you end up having those multiple streams of high-end footage, the Mac Pro can, for example, crunch 3 streams of 8K ProRes RAW, or up to 16 streams of 4K ProRes. Not that you or I, even myself, I'm not gonna consider myself a pro, would even come close to handling that. This is really meant for pro end users, professionals that are actually making cinema grade quality videos. And not saying that I love to crunch YouTube videos. I mean, heck, the nerd inside me is raging to get one of these guys, but that's when you start looking at the price. Let's break that down right now. And for the base end model, we start at $6,000. And as the Mac Pro becomes available later on in the fall, I'm sure that we'll get the configurator online in Apple. You can start adding on those options, start tacking on extra RAM, start adding more GPUs. We actually ran a poll over on Twitter, and a lot of you are thinking this machine will look in and around the $35,000, $40,000 price range. That's for the highest end, which is nuts to think about. I mean, you can get a car for that kind of money, 2, 3 cars, or heck, maybe even a down payment on a house. I know it's pricey. And I can already foresee the PC master race people kind of going on fire. Can you imagine the rig you can build for that kind of money? Just remember, 2 different operating systems, OS, Windows, they're 2 different things. In addition to the cheese grater, we also saw the launch of the Pro Display XDR, which is replacing the older cinema display. This thing, $5,000, that is to start. 32 inches, 6K, 1600 nits, 1:1,000,000 contrast ratios. This thing was gorgeous from what I saw. Truly beautiful from the time that I had hands-on. Starts at $5,000, and you have to remember, when you look at industry standards, what we see over in the film scene, those things cost around $20 for something that's comparable. I do think the $1,000 though for an accompanying stand, I think that's a bit ridiculous. I would have loved to see these packaged together, especially the fact that you can daisy chain up to, say, 6 monitors on a Mac Pro. That equals $6,000 in stands. There was also compatibilities announced for the latest MacBook Pros, RIP. This guy will hopefully get replaced soon. You can run up to 2 monitors on a MacBook Pro. And for kind of giggle's sake, if you had the deepest pockets, unlimited money, if you had, say, a fully spec'd Mac Pro, say that costs upwards $40,000, $50,000. 6 Pro Display XDRs, of course, the 6 mounts that accompany that. Quick math, $75,000, which, yeah, I would love to create a video on that. Yeah, my credit card limit does not go that high. But yeah, hope to catch the rest of you back when I'm in Toronto. Hopefully when some of my gear does end up getting replaced. And if you're not following along over on Insta, I will be at the Canadian Grand Prix for the rest of the weekend. Hope to catch you guys then. Peace.